have disturbed the regeneration process, Superman.
Fight!
Oh! 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 Oh!
Fatality. Excellent. Flawless victory.
NetherRealm Studios are back with their second fighting game, Injustice: Gods Among Us. This time, starring all my favorite DC superheroes from my childhood, including Superman. So, what would happen if Superman suddenly lost his shit, went psycho, and started bitch slapping everyone?
Yeah? Alright. Come on, 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 come on.
It's a story that's been around forever in the comics, so it's not exactly original, but what I love most about NetherRealms is that they even bother to include an actual narrative here. In story mode, where most other fighters don't even bother. It's a better game for it, and I hope we see the rest of the fighters follow suit in time. It makes fighting games relevant again, and it makes it appropriate to an even wider audience who enjoy movie quality storytelling.
Pardon! Oh! Come on, there's some people who gotta meet you. Oh, Puddin', 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 Puddin'.
So in this story, Joker essentially tricks Superman with Scarecrow's fear toxins into murdering Lois and his unborn child within her, while simultaneously detonating a nuclear device in the heart of Metropolis, killing millions.
You push that button and 8 million die.
8 million and 2, darling. I was going to enjoy the fireworks from a safe distance, but now that you're here, what say we have one last dance?
Superman is left with nothing. Everything he's fought for, destroyed in a blink of an eye. And all because Batman never puts Joker in his place.
Now run along, so I can break out of here. I've got lots of planning to do to top this.
That's enough.
Pushed to the edge after Joker starts taunting him during questioning, Superman just straight up murders the Joker.
I know it's soon, but think you'll ever love again? Maybe you won't kill your next family.
Thus, paving the way for him to becoming a dictator, bent on never allowing any more evil in the world by any cost necessary. If you aren't with him, you're against him.
I made them safe, shielded them, but are they grateful? Do they appreciate my protection? No. They whine, complain, side with those criminals.
Now, I definitely raged against them making Supes into a power-hungry villain. No! First off, Superman would never, ever say that. That's Zod!
Come! Come and kneel before Zod! Zod!
But since then, the excellent digital Injustice comic series written by Tom Taylor has really won me over, explaining in a variety of ways how things are spinning out of control and how it's his support system, including Wonder Woman, keeping Superman on his dark path. I can't deny how compelling it's been. Unfortunately, it seems instead of continuing with this pretense that this might all be real, Injustice immediately ruins the mystique by coming right out and saying not only is it an Elseworld story, but it's a multiverse story in the first slide. Great! There goes all the drama, all the tension of these heroes and villains going up against each other. I simply cannot stand these.
There he is, sire.
Well then, parallel dimension it is. Who do you work for, usurper?
That's not to say the story is awful. Even if the cutscenes are sometimes blocky, it does have blockbuster qualities to it, as the stakes are constantly raised to epic proportions, and heroes and shockingly some villains, including Harley and Lex, resolve not only to find their way back to their own universe, but to stop this evil maniac Superman as well. Now, in the end, as a Superman fan, I'm pleased to see him done justice in a really badass way, while getting to keep my own idealistic version of him intact. But honestly, I think I would have respected the material more had they stuck to their guns, or at least avoided the whole evil doubles trope.
For real. Like men. Fine by me.
Now, you don't get to play as all the characters on the roster during story mode. There are only 12 chapters where you play as a select few. And you remember how I said this? Leave Shazam alone! Yeah, they definitely don't leave Shazam alone.
That's enough!
We can't do this. Have you gone nuts? Lois would never want it. Just...
Anyone else?
Story mode clocks in at around just 5 hours for an average player, shorter than the 7 to 8 hours with Mortal Kombat. However, unlike Mortal Kombat, there are less filler fights, like Johnny Cage wanted to pick up Sonya and she refuses, so he beats her ass. Most of the fights have context and with some banter back and forth between characters that know each other.
But whatever history we have with our counterparts, you and I have none.
I downloaded your history. You've tried to kill this world's titans.
Only a couple times.
Then don't expect any warm fuzzies from me.
Injustice also felt the need to add crappy mini-games in between each battle. Depending on how well or bad you do in them, you could start the battle with lower health. In certain cases, they're outright stupid. Here, Superman, the good-hearted Superman, mind you, literally murders people when Black Adam picks up cars from the middle of traffic while people are still inside them and throws them at him. Supes then just nonchalantly blasts them into pieces one at a time. But enough of story mode. Let's talk about the actual fighting mechanics, shall we? The meat of the game. Now, many people are gonna outright assume that this is Mortal Kombat reskinned with DC characters, as it very well does look like that at first glance. However, it's not. Modes and content do mirror some of what was offered in MK, unfortunately only with slightly less offerings available here. However, despite using a highly modified version of MK9's engine, Unreal, NetherRealms does separate this game from MK and incorporate elements from a variety of different fighting games and styles with the hopes of creating something unique feeling. They've even gone so far as to include many pro gamers from the fighting circuit to test and give feedback. Granted, the fixed jumping angles, the heaviness of the characters, and the short dash distances feels MK-ish and clunky compared to faster moving 2D fighters, but there are many key differences here. Players most used to Mortal Kombat, like myself, might find the lack of parry button difficult at first. Using back to block instead of a button requires precise timing, and it's something that requires practice. Injustice also has a bounce dash cancel system to allow for breaking in and out of combos, extending them from wall bounces, and punishing your opponents who whiffed attacks. This adds some depth for those that bother to use it. Most casuals won't. However, with the slower movement and shorter dashes, you have to consider better jump initiating or special attacks that can cover distances fast to close those gaps. It seems as if a zoning type character like Spam Happy Deathstrokes would have the advantage in this game, but that remains to be seen as the metagame plays out.
Oh, come on! Oh, son of a bitch! Oh, not shit. Fuck! Fuck you! Get into orbit, motherfucking Joker! Yes! Sit down!
Now the game also uses a 4-button control layout of heavy, medium, and light attacks, along with a unique character trait button that activates a special ability that feels appropriate for each hero or villain. For example, Batman can call down some mechanical bats that he can send out to an opponent. Superman gets a damage buff. Though some character traits seem more helpful than others, especially Doomsday, which tends to soak a lot of damage. As with any fighting game, I'm sure infinites will be discovered and imbalances found. Thankfully, NRS has a system in place that can push tweaks to the mechanics in the background without having to download a hard patch. They've got a great record at supporting their games post-release, and I'm sure that will continue here. Now, as the DLC characters come out, we will get compatibility updates that hopefully will come with those free goodies as they did before in Mortal Kombat. Injustice further differentiates itself by using a combined round system, where 2 life bars are expended in a fight with a short break, as each player reaches the end of the bar. There is no life reset. Any extra damage done after 1 life bar is just straight ignored. So no matter how much the damage, it's never gonna spill into that second bar. This forces players to be strategic with their super move or their really heavy damage combos, as you don't wanna waste it if your opponent is already near depleting that first bar. During combat, players fill their EX or super meter by performing combos or by getting hit by an opponent. You can then use bars of this meter to supercharge some of your special attacks. For example, supercharging Superman's breath attack turns it from a pushback into a freeze. Or you can save the meter and use it all to perform a massive super. I did feel like the meter ticks, though, are hard to read in its stylized look at the bottom of the screen. I mean, the first 2 bars are barely visible, so hopefully I'll get used to it or they'll put out an update for it. Another strategic layer to the meter is the new wager clash system. When a player is on their second life bar, they may cancel an opponent's combo and enter a wager system where players will bet an amount of their meters to win the clash.
You're done, Clark. Gotta knock some sense into you.
Defensive winners will cancel the combo and get some of the damage back while regenning their life. depending on how much meter they won by, and attackers get to prevent that while adding a bit of damage to their overall attack. Finally, the marketing material for the game liked to boast about its environmental-based attacks, knocking opponents back into another section of the level, or interacting with the background to grab objects, to smash or throw at your opponent. Strength characters and gadget characters each having their own unique ways to interact with some of them. This seems more appropriate for the world of heroes and villains, as you see them do these things all the time in comics. It definitely can be frustrating to be caught off guard by them or juggled into 2 environmental attacks for a punishingly large amount of damage. Maybe even unfairly so if controlled by a pro player. I mean, some of this can get up to 91% damage, but they're very difficult.
Whoa, holy shit.
Damn! However, they can always be turned off via the options menu for verse matches if you don't enjoy them. I expect that if this game does make the Evo circuit, not sure that it will, that these will be turned off. Overall, the combat system is leagues ahead of MK vs. DC, and even an improvement from what's offered in MK9. Many new strategic layers have been added with the character traits, the wager system, environmental attacks, and the gadget versus strength character styles. Ultimately though, it's the fighting system in a fighting game that's what's most important, and what's here is a blast to play with. It's the game's greatest strength.
This is it right here. Oh, damn it. Oh, shoot. Okay, I got you. Come on, bats. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn it. Oh, no. Oh, no, get away from me. Get away from me, Batman. I hate you. Damn. Oh, I got you now. Ah, yeah. Woo. Yeah, that was close. Oh, man, that was a good match. Good match, Batman. But I won.
However, knowing what NetherRealm Studios is capable of, I can't get over the feeling that in terms of extra content, Injustice is a step down. I mean, 3 to 4 player mode is gone. There's absolutely no tag team mode. This game, more than any other, was most appropriate for it. Think the Justice League, the Legion of Doom, assembling teams of 3 so that you wouldn't be forced to just pick one of your favorite heroes to main with all the time. Well, that shit is gone, and it's a colossal disappointment. It feels lazy. And no excuse of we wanted to focus on 1 vs. 1 is gonna cut it here, okay? If it was good enough for the reboot of Mortal Kombat, it is more than a good idea for a game where teams of heroes and villains fight each other as seen in the story mode. Another big gripe I had with the game, and tried my best to warn them of at E3, is that each character only has 1 special attack animation, 1 outro, and 1 intro. If you thought Mortal Kombat animations got old after a while, just you wait. Instead of continuing to innovate here with Injustice, with say each character getting a variety of intros, outros, or 2, even 3 super moves, even if they did the same amount of damage, just with different animations, NetherRealms was content with bare minimum here. But trust me, you're gonna get sick of Batman saying, "Stay down!"
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
I wish they would have added those rather than spent development time on, say, Star Labs missions. You have to get your fighting as polished and as deep as possible before going on to mini-games. No one in their right mind buys Injustice solely for the mini-games. Now, Star Labs provides each of the 24 characters with 10 unique missions that are different from the norm, like taking control of Catwoman's cat Isis. You have to meow 25 times to get a star. Some of these are extremely challenging in order to 3-star, so we'll keep completionists occupied for a while. It is bullshit though that you can't play some of these character challenges until you obtain a required number of stars. So if your favorite character is, say, Wonder Woman, it's gonna take, some annoyed grinding. And there's a secret unlock for completing all 240 Star Labs missions. And it is, drumroll please, Flesh Pit Joker! Nah, it's Flesh Pit Grundy.
Oh, you touch my tra-la-la. My ding-ding-dong.
Just kidding, it's actually something quite not as cool. There's of course lots of other things to keep you occupied. Battle mode has 24 different ladder matches that you can unlock, though Classic is the only ladder where you get character endings, as I annoyingly found out. Now, I'm a sucker for endings and cutscenes in fighting games, but I'm still waiting for someone to go big here with full scripted ending cutscenes for each character, as what's here is essentially the same as the moving murals from MK. The great thing is just about everything you do in the game, both offline and online, earns you XP, which as you level up, you gain unlock keys for the Hall of Justice. So let me actually show you guys the Hall of Justice, which is pretty cool. So you can go in here and use these armor keys and access cards, like I said, to get XP bonuses so that you can level up faster and unlock all these different extras. Extras here at the bottom basically unlock some of the battles, like mirror matches, handicaps in the ladder matches. And of course, you come up here, you can see characters, concept art, which is really awesome, especially some of these concept drawings where you see basically a bunch of really cool character designs and costumes that I wish they would have ended up using. So it's really fascinating to see some of the artworks that they didn't use. There's even, you know, like a Jon Stewart type lantern, which makes me wonder if he was supposed to be in the game originally but never quite made it in. So it's really fascinating to see, you know, all the concept art that they could have gone with. There are some really crazy looking, you know, Superman costumes and things like that. And another thing that really surprised me is, look, there's music. What the fuck? How could there be music in this game? Because the only thing that I ever really explicitly remember is the main theme song. It just blows my mind. There is definitely music here. You can unlock all of these different musics and listen to them. And the game needed more emphasis on its soundtrack because, you know, it just pretty much plays the same thing over and over online, or you don't hear anything at all. At least the rest of the sound design, though, is pretty fantastic. It really really sells the impacts of the hits as far as the actual, you know, sound effects. But the main reason why you come in here is obviously for the costumes, so that you can unlock all the badass alternate costumes in the game. Some of them are better than others, like Sinestro's regime looks kind of ridiculous to me. Character models are obviously detailed. You can go and actually view some of the character models in the viewer here, like Harley Quinn. You can zoom in and just check out how detailed they actually are. Yeah, to be honest, they're about on par with 2011's Mortal Kombat, but you really never get to see this level of detail in the actual game. Another thing that the model viewer allows you to see is the dynamic lighting in the game, which is pretty cool, because at certain points you'll see the backgrounds have lighting that shines off the characters, especially on like the level with the helicopter. You'll see it on, you know, your fighters as you fight. I really think that this game has some of the best backgrounds, most detailed backgrounds I've seen in a long time. It really goes a long way. And as for the character models, some are clearly better than others.
You're no match for an Amazon.
Injustice also has a short basic tutorial, but a pretty nice practice mode which features recordable opponents so you can train and play against certain play styles, as well as an online practice mode that allows you to practice with friends. I mean, these are a step above and beyond the norm, and they're much appreciated. They help you ramp up your abilities faster for the online matches. Though I wish it would show you exactly what the combos look like before you do them. That would be helpful for newbies. Now, when you finally do go online, there are daily challenges to complete. You can create massive player rooms, 100 players, I think. Then you can engage in one-on-one ranked or unranked matches. King of the Hill, where you enter a theater mode. That's a room of 8 fighters who can watch the matches happen in real time and even vote on who the winner might be. Or you can set up challenges for yourself for extra XP to complete when it's your turn. I really felt like a badass on my large winning streak in King of the Hill, taking on one guy by the next, just pounding them all into dust. That was until some crazy Green Lantern with long-ass combos knocked my ass down a peg or two. Survivor is similar to King of the Hill mode, only your life bar and character selection carries over in each new match with a bit of a health regen depending on how well you do, just to make it harder for pros to run the table in that mode all day long. Now, I was lucky enough never to run into any lag. I did, however, run into some nasty freezing and glitches during release day. One that even temporarily wiped all my XPs and skins.
What the fuck? Where's my shit? Level 1. I was level 39. What the fuck is this?
If this doesn't correct, I will murder you. After creating a second account, I didn't get any of those errors, so I really have no idea what's causing it, but I hope it does get addressed in a patch. So, wow, there was a lot here to cover, but I'm finally here. The final verdict for Injustice is an 8 out of 10. It's an excellent game. Although not as feature-packed or as lengthy as Mortal Kombat, Injustice has the advantage of improved fighting mechanics and the mass appeal of the DC universe. That, with its more friendly but deep combat system, makes it ideal for both newbies and pros alike. Whether you're looking to dominate the online ladders or just settle a debate once and for all between who would win in a fight, Superman. There is limitless potential for more skins and DLC characters, so it's a shame if we only see the 4 that are coming in the season pass, of which the first is Lobo. Hell yes!
Lobo!
Just when you think you've seen everything.
Oh, the main man is in the house.
But I'm just not quite so sure how this game gets a sequel. I mean, the story itself is extremely self-contained. It's a satisfying conclusion, and I pray to God they don't do something stupid and do the whole Injustice 2, Evil Superman, we do the whole thing over again. I'd imagine NRS is either gonna move on to MK10 or they'd create a whole new title for the Injustice DC line. If they do, I'll be right there and waiting because I want more. I want more characters like Zatanna or Martian Manhunter, Poison Ivy, there's so many. Or more variations on those special supers, intros and outros. And I want that damn tag team mode! Until then, I'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.